So, Nuns found my gay porn, and this is another one of those videos where I'm gonna ask my mother to turn this off and stop watching this right away because things are gonna get pretty graphic. So, I don't really know where to start telling this story, so I guess I'll start at the very beginning. So, I had been living with my boyfriend at the time. He was a long-term boyfriend, and we were living together, but we were going through some kind of like financial difficulties, and we hadn't paid our internet bill, and our internet got completely cut off. And now, I know that doesn't sound like a big deal, but we were two very horny students, and we were still in the phase of kind of exploring our sexuality together, and one of the ways we did that was by watching porn together. So we decided to find an alternative means to satisfying our pornographic cravings, and we decided to go and get hold of like an actual porn video, but not like on an actual like video cassette. We got like a porn DVD, which is I guess what people used to do like 3,000 years ago. Like people actually used to go into a store and like buy porn. So this is what we did, but we were also like, we were young and we were shy and we were kind of like nervous about going into like the local sex store and buying a porn DVD. So instead, what we did is we went to the university library and went onto the university internet, because this is what we were spending all those thousands of pounds to study at university for. We went onto the university internet and we were like sat in a corner with the screen facing a wall so nobody could see what we were up to. And we ordered online a porn DVD titled Skater Boy Sleaze Pit. So we got the DVD in this sale and it only cost us like £3, which I thought was a bargain. And I remember it arriving to our house, and on the front cover of the DVD case was like a picture of these like two naked, kind of feminine looking guys dressed in like flat peak caps and like doing something with a skateboard that you probably shouldn't do with a skateboard. And not only was that on the DVD case, but it was also kind of on the DVD itself. Like, you know how DVDs sometimes have artwork on them? So there was kind of like this inappropriate image on the on the DVD itself. Now, I know you're probably wondering what the hell this has to do with Nuns, but I promise we're getting there. I just kind of wanted to give you the backstory of where I got this DVD from. So, we watched it together a few times and, you know, we enjoyed it. It was an okay, like 3 out of 5 stars. It was pretty good. And then it kind of got forgotten about. We got our internet back, so we kind of forgot about this DVD and it got buried away somewhere. And then, cut to a couple of years later, when me and my boyfriend broke up and we divided up our things, and I decided to go traveling the world for a few years to kind of get over that relationship. And this DVD ended up in my possessions, and I didn't really know what to do with it because I kind of like sold off everything I owned, but I felt kind of weird about selling off this used DVD that cost me 3 of my British pounds. So it kind of just got like tucked away in the back of one of my CD cases with like my Backstreet Boys and my Britney Spears and my Skater Boy Sleaze Pit DVD. So it got buried away in there, and then I kind of completely forgot about it. Now, as a lot of you guys know, I then went on to teach English all around Europe in lots and lots of different countries. And one of the countries I taught in was Italy. Now, Italy is a very religious country, and when I was working in one school in the north of Italy, I happened to be put into a convent with lots and lots of nuns, and the nuns ran the school and we had to report to the nuns, and they were essentially our bosses, and they were there all the time watching every single thing that we did. And I was teaching some pretty young kids in this school. I think the kids I was teaching were around 10 years old. So I always tried to make the kind of activities and things we did as fun as possible, and, you know, really, really kid friendly. And I remember being told off by the nuns a couple of times because some of the games I was playing with the children were inappropriate for a convent, apparently. So there was like a really like inoffensive song called Boom Chicka Boom, and you may know this song, and it isn't offensive, it isn't sexual, but the nuns perceived it this way, and that's probably because of the kind of hip thrusting that I would incorporate into the song. But it wasn't meant to be sexual, you know, hip thrusting doesn't always have to be sexual, so I was forbidden from doing that song anymore in the convent, and then I was also forbidden from doing this song about bananas where you would have to peel the banana because apparently that was too phallic. So I was really restricted on what I could and couldn't do. So one day I decided to take my class of kids and I take them out to the gymnasium and I decide we're going to play this game. A game that everybody knows, a game that is very family friendly and suitable for all ages. And I know you know this game because every single human on the planet has played this game. It is called musical chairs, and how could a nun possibly have a problem with playing musical chairs? So I get all the kids in the gymnasium and I explain the rules of musical chairs. I forget how this was supposed to teach them English. Sometimes we just wanted to have fun, okay? And that's allowed. Fun is an important part of education and growing up. So I get all the kids in the gymnasium and I get a little CD player out and I think, oh, I know what would be perfect. I've got a CD case full of music. So I go and get my CD case and I'm like, oh, this is great, I've got so much music here. I had like these like Ministry of Sound dance albums and all these like pop music and stuff, and I thought this is absolutely perfect for musical chairs. So I get out a CD and I put it into the CD player and we start playing this game of musical chairs and all the kids are having a great time and I'm having a great time, and I was like, wow, I am an excellent teacher. But the children decide that they don't like my choice of music because my choice of music is super outdated, and these 10-year-olds would rather listen to Top 40, but I can't facilitate that. I've only got the CDs that I own, which were all from the 90s, but I'm like, it's okay kids, I'll find some music that everyone can enjoy. So the kids are all sat on their chairs patiently waiting, raring to go for the next exciting round of musical chairs, and I start kind of rifling through my CD case trying to find something that they might enjoy. And then I go to pull out a Kylie Minogue CD because that's what all the kids want to listen to. And as I pull out the Kylie Minogue CD, I notice that there's another CD behind it. Except it's not a CD, it's a skater boy porn DVD. And I kind of panic as this comes out into my hand. And you know, sometimes like if you like drop a vase and instead of like catching the vase, you panic so much you kind of like throw the vase at the wall. Has that ever happened to you, or is that just me? Well, that's kind of what happened here. So I was so flustered and panicked by the fact that this DVD slipped out into my hand that instead of just going whoops and like tucking that away, I kind of like frisbeed it across the room, like towards the children, and and I've never been so panicked in my entire life. I was like, oh my god, I've just used gay porn as a frisbee and thrown it at the children's faces. It didn't hit them in the face, but it landed like really super close to them. So I like charge across the room and all the kids are like, ooh, what's that? And I like dive on top of this DVD and I'm like, don't worry children, it's just some music from the 90s that you wouldn't want to listen to anyway. And I can like put it back, and I quickly like put it back in the CD case and zip it up, and I'm like, no more musical chairs is cancelled, that's over for today. We're gonna go back to the classroom, we're gonna do something really wholesome, like learn about animals and colours. So I then keep my CD case locked away in my desk drawer, under lock and key, where none of the children can ever find it or see it or get to it ever again. And then we go about teaching for the next couple of weeks and everything's fine and there are no more issues, you know. I am told off about some of my inappropriate dance moves again. But other than that, like, the nuns are all happy and everything's groovy. And you know what? Nuns are really, like, fun. I always kind of thought they just, like, sit around and, like, read the Bible and that's it. But they don't. Like, they were actually really funny and they would tell us really funny jokes, and I really, really liked the nuns. They were really, really nice. You just didn't want to get on their bad side. So the weeks fly by and that incident is all but forgotten about, and it's kind of like the last day of term, so all the kids are all excited to be leaving school and we're throwing them this like big party, big celebration kind of thing. So while the kids are all having fun, we all kind of go back to our classrooms and we just like clean out our desks and clean out our things. So I have a little pile of the kind of things that I'd kept in my desk, and in that little pile was my little CD case. And we've got all the kids outside having fun, none of them are going back inside, so I figure it's probably fine to leave my things on a little pile on my desk, and that's going to be fine and the kids aren't going to go anywhere near it, and that's 100% okay. So I leave my things there, and then when I come back to collect them later, all my things are still there except for the CD case. And I am like, oh my god, like what if one of the kids snuck back in, and what if they like took the CD case because they thought I had an exceptional taste in music? Like, what has happened? So I'm like frantically looking around my classroom like, oh god, oh god, oh god, where's the CD case? Where is it? I can't find it anywhere. So as I'm like frantically tearing my classroom apart trying to find this CD case, in walks one of the nuns holding it. And she just walks over to me, and already I'm like dying inside, like, please tell me that you didn't open it and have like dicks flying in your face, you poor nun. So she walks over to me and she just hands me the CD case and says, probably shouldn't leave something like this lying around. And I was like, yeah, I know, like all my music's in there, wouldn't want that to go missing, would I? And she's like, yeah, I had a look through, really interesting taste of music you have. And I am just like dying inside, but I just pretend like I have no idea what she's talking about, and I'm like, yeah, I really love music from the 90s, and she's just looking at me like, get the fuck out of my school. And so I did get the fuck out of her school, and luckily for me there were no repercussions. But guys, like seriously, don't be an idiot, don't bring gay porn to a school. Not that you ever would, because that's only something I would do. But yeah, so that happened, and then this, I still have this DVD. Oh, shall I show you? Oh my god, I'm actually so excited, like it didn't occur to me to have props. So this is the CD case that I had and that all this happened with, and if I look inside, it's still in here. I kind of want to show you, but I've got to obviously like censor some of it. So, I'm so embarrassed, like, but yes, this is something I own. Skater Boy Sleaze Pit. I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to like cover up the filth. So yes, I still have this DVD to this day, and I guess in a weird kind of way, it kind of has like sentimental value. Like it reminds me of the fond memories I shared with the nuns. So yes, that is the story of how nuns found my gay porn. I really hope you enjoyed this story. I have so many stories like this. Like, why am I such an idiot? I'm sorry, children. I'm sorry, nuns. Please do give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Do leave me a comment down below and tell me if you've ever shown gay porn to nuns or children. And do subscribe if you are new to this channel, and I'll see you all very, very soon. See ya!